Hi, all you music fans. My name's Andy Rodriguez, and I'm also known as the Blacksinner. And if you're new to our channel, what we do is that I go through my record collection, and I go through them in alphabetical order and in chronological order. Today we are at episode 14 with the letter I. Can you believe it? Episode 14 and we haven't been canceled yet. That's fantastic. And so with the letter I only have two bands to talk about today, which is going to be Iron Butterfly and Iron Maiden. So please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also leave a comment to let me know how I'm doing. And like I said, if you just found our channel, I'm gonna go through my albums with the letter I, and I will talk about key tracks on each album. You might be familiar with the band, but there might be some songs that you're not familiar with. So you can go to any streaming device, or order it, or any way you find or you get your music, get it that way. And let's start off with Iron Butterfly. Coincidentally enough, both bands start with a name with the word iron in the front. Let's start off with Iron Butterfly. In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida. In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida takes up all of side 2. I believe it's 18 minutes long, 17:05, and it's fantastic. There is a single version of it, but why listen to it when you need to listen to it in its entirety? And that is on side 2. Side 1, I have heard a couple of times. Didn't care for it as much as I do for the song In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida. I like that song very much. It's a pretty good song. And now we get into one of my favorite metal bands, Iron Maiden. I've been listening to Iron Maiden since I was in junior high. So let's get through the vinyl that I have, Iron Maiden, excuse me. This is their debut album, Iron Maiden. This has the lead vocals by Paul Di'Anno, and he will be on the first 2 albums before he will be replaced by Bruce Dickinson. Now, this album has wonderful tracks on here, just classic songs on here, like Prowler and Running Free. Man, Running Free is one hell of an anthem. It is. It's so well done. Phantom of the Opera is an epic song. Transylvania's alright. Charlotte the Harlot was also a big song for them. And also the song itself, Iron Maiden. They've got a song called Iron Maiden by the band Iron Maiden on the album Iron Maiden. And it's a well-constructed song. It is really well done. And also, here is a album here. It is a 12-inch single. And this consists of The Drifter and Phantom of the Opera. The album, the EP is called Women in Uniform. And there's Women in Uniform. I believe this is the only way you can find it right now. They might be on different compilations, but for a while this was the only way you can find it, was on this 12-inch single. And Paul Di'Anno is still the singer during this time. And next we have Iron Maiden Killers. Look at that cover. And let me mention, I have to mention, anytime you talk about Iron Maiden, you need to mention their mascot, Eddie. Eddie is on every single Iron Maiden album. He is on the cover. He is the mascot. And I have seen Iron Maiden several times, maybe about 3 or 4 times with my cousin Carlos. We try to catch them every time they come to Houston. And Eddie appears at every show. He comes out on stage as a big robotic monster, and he is dressed up with the theme of the album or the theme of the tour. And Eddie, but let's not let Eddie overtake the album here. The songs on here: The Ides of March, Wrathchild, Murders in the Rue Morgue, Genghis Khan, Killers, the title track, and Prodigal Son, and Drifter. Iron Maiden has millions and millions and millions of fans around the world. Believe me, they are a big band. And there is a lot of division on what their favorite album is. A lot of them have this as their favorite album. I don't, but I do have this very high on my list because I love this album. I used to have this T-shirt, but I can't find it, so I had to grab this one with Eddie playing bass. But this is my favorite Iron Maiden album, The Number of the Beast. There's Eddie up there fighting evil, the devil down there. Look at the album, the album cover art that Iron Maiden does. It's wonderful done. It's great, and the packaging is also great. Here's the paper sleeve for this one. There's the lyrics, and I believe Eddie is on the spin. Yeah, there's Eddie right there. Oops. There's Eddie right there. That's pretty cool. Let's see, y'all can see it better. There we go. That's pretty neat. And this is going to be one of my favorite albums of all time. It is in my personal top 10 albums of all time. And if you see my record collection back here, there's quite a bit. So you know this has to be good. I'm gonna tell you every single song on this album. It's going to be Invaders, Children of the Damned, The Prisoner, 22 Acacia Avenue, Number of the Beast, Run to the Hills, Gangland, and one of my favorite Iron Maiden songs of all time, Hallowed Be Thy Name. That song is epic. It's a little over 7 minutes long. Let's say here, what stands out? Oh, everything. The vocals, the guitars, the drums, the bass, everything just goes together on one great, great track. Love it. And this is another album that the Iron Maiden fan base might pick as their favorite. Peace of Mind. There's Eddie in chains in the basement of a prison. Peace of Mind. Here is the paper insert of it with the guys there. And the songs on here, just top to bottom, classics again. Let's get to them. Where Eagles Dare, Revelations, Flight of the Icarus, and Die with Your Boots On. If you're gonna die, die with your boots on. That's an awesome song. The Trooper. If you take my life and I'll take yours too. If you got a musket, I'll run you through. Something like that. I didn't say it word for word, but I got it very close. Still Life and To Tame a Land. This is such a good album, and just to let you know that these are produced by Martin Birch. Martin Birch made his name early heavy metal, which he did a lot with Deep Purple, Black Sabbath. I mean, his name rings true in the world of heavy metal producers. And I have a maxi single of The Trooper. There is one of the most iconic Eddie pictures with The Trooper, with the Panama Jack flag and him stepping on dead bodies. I know this is a little bit more a kind of a morbid episode than y'all are used to. But I'm talking about subject matters that Iron Maiden sang about, you know. The Trooper and Side 2 is a cover of Cross-Eyed Mary, the original coming from Jethro Tull. And the next album that I'm going to show you, a lot of Iron Maiden fans have it as their favorite. And I have it as my number 2 or number 3. I mean, I go back and forth. No, I really don't. I go back and forth of number 2, 3, and 4. But I never go back on number 1. Number 1 will always be Number of the Beast, unless they come out with something new. I've got a lot of their new stuff on CD or cassette. But this is the Blacksinner, so I'm going through their vinyls. Power Slave. This is fantastic as well. I remember in 4th grade, during Kris Kringle, that's what, or something like that. It's where we would exchange gifts in school. This girl gave me this on cassette, and I still have it. It's over there in my cassette box. The songs on here: Ace is High, 2 Minutes to Midnight, Lost for Words, The Duelists, Power Slave, the title track to this. And Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner, this is a fantastic album. Love it. And you know, if you guys been watching my channel, I'm a sucker for the double live album. Iron Maiden has one. Not only does Iron Maiden have one, Iron Maiden possesses my favorite double live album. This is top to bottom fantastic. Here's the inside of it. Paper insert is great. There's pictures of the guys in action, lyrics. This was a well-constructed packaging. This also comes with a, I wouldn't call it a little booklet. I wish it was a little bit more, but hey, you know, that's pretty cool. Beggars, I mean, we all can't get what we want. And the inside of it has different, has all the tour dates and where they were, and more pictures of the band. And this tour, I think it was called the World Slavery Tour. And this was about a 2 to 3 year tour worldwide. They toured the world a couple of times on this tour. And also check out the cover. Look how Eddie is coming out of the grave with a lightning bolt to the forehead. Isn't that awesome? And the last but not least of the album, the vinyl that I have by Iron Maiden, is Somewhere in Time. I used to not like this album when it first came out, but something happened to me. Gee, what could it have been? I really got into prog music the past 6 or 7 years, and this might have been one of the beginning leaning towards heavy metal prog, and that's why I like it more now. The songs are longer, the lyrics are longer, and each song, it just tells just a story. It's great. The songs on here, Caught Somewhere in Time, Wasted Years, which was a hit that was a hit on the radio and on MTV. Heaven Can Wait, Heaven Can Wait. I can't hit that Bruce Dickinson, that high vocals. The Loneliness of the Long Distance Runner, Stranger in a Strange Land, and Alexander the Great. And we're talking about, there's the inside of it with the guys on Humvees. And we're talking about how these songs start to get into our prog. I mean, Caught Somewhere in Time, it's 7 minutes. The Loneliness, Long Distance Runner is over 6. Alexander the Great is over 7. So you see what I mean? They're really starting to push more forward. When a lot of bands started to get into the pop metal scene, Iron Maiden went completely the other direction, and that's why they keep their fan base, their rabid fan base. Well, that's all I have today for the letter I. I had to put the letter I in its own time slot, because the letter H and the letter J are pretty long episodes, so I had to leave the letter I by itself. But I really hope that you enjoyed this episode, the short episode of Blacksinner Presents, my album collection with the letter I. And next, I will be doing the letter J, which we will be getting into the James Gang. We will be getting to Billy Joel. We will be getting to Elton John. We'll be getting to Judas Priest. Yes, it's all rock and roll. It's all under the big rock and roll umbrella. That's why rock and roll is so great. Well, y'all take care of yourselves. And please don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment. And take care of yourselves. And keep on rocking. I'll see you next time.